Before we begin, I want to discuss the Black Lives Matter movement. I do have another discussion on it coming in my vlog that will be up in the next few days when you guys are seeing this, but because this is the first video I'm going to be posting, I did want to address this on my platform as well. I think it's important. I feel like we should always be addressing it, but as you guys know, there's a lot going on in the world and a lot with black rights and protecting black people, and I want to state here that I am an ally. I'm not always going to say the right things or be 100% educated, but I just want to make a statement and make it clear that I am an ally for black people and people of the LGBTQ community, because I know there's been a lot going on with J.K. Rowling and her being a freaking horrible person when it comes to trans rights, because she's not defending them and she doesn't believe in it, and that's another spiel. But I just want to say that this is a safe space for everyone, that I am constantly working on becoming a better person. I have realized that I need to educate myself more, and I also want to state that it's not up to black people to educate us in any way. It's not their responsibility. We should be taking it upon ourselves, and that is what I'm doing. I am signing petitions, and I'm going to be donating money, and I am making more conscious decisions when it comes to my reading, and I want to support black authors and black creators. I think that there's so many incredible people here on BookTube that are black, and I feel like the algorithm, like as I've seen people mention on Twitter, is not in their favor, so I do want to boost them up. Even though my platform isn't that big, I think because of my white privilege, it's something I need to do and I want to do. So please check them out. I will have a bunch of resources and information in my description box pretty much from now on, so any video that you guys will be seeing will have donation links and education links, as well as a playlist that Mayana from Mayana Reads has created for a bunch of other black creators. She is really good at raising other people in the black community, in the booktube community. So if you guys need extra resources, I highly suggest checking her out, as well as the playlist, and just educating yourselves as much as possible for as long as possible. This is not a problem that will go away, and it's not something that we can ignore. So please be cautious, be safe, and educate yourselves and be kind to one another. Again, I will be discussing this even more in my vlog, but I didn't want to make a video on here and not at least address it. So now let's get on with the video. Hello lovely internet friends, my name is Megan, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. If you've been subscribed for a while, you may notice the change in scenery. I'm actually filming at my parents' house today, so like the OG filming setup, which is why also there's a bunch of books missing on the bookshelves, because, well, they're in my place now, but I still have a ton of books at my parents' house. But yeah, just a little side note, this is like a very chill video. We're just going to be talking about the books I'm going to be reading for the Romanceathon 2020, which is hosted from June 22nd to the 28th, I believe. It is a week-long readathon that is hosted by Gabby at Gabby Reads and Jacqueline at We Be Booking. I will be leaving all the information in the down bar, but basically this is, as I mentioned, a full week of reading romance novels, and I did not participate in 2019, which I believe is the first year that these ladies decided to start hosting the readathon. But I do have more time this year, so I decided I wanted to partake. There are 5 different prompts. I am aiming to read a single book for each prompt, but if that's not the case, I feel like they're easy enough to move around so that I can still fulfill every prompt without reading 5 books if I feel like that's not something I can accomplish. So I will be showing you guys pictures, obviously, because I did not lug all 5 of these books to my parents' house to film, but I have a little spare time, so let's just hop on in, since, you know, the readathon starts tomorrow. The first prompt for the readathon is to read a book that was released in 2020, so I feel like a lot of books could be covered here. The one I'm trying to squeeze in for this prompt is actually Party of Two, which is being released on June 23rd. This is a new romance release in the Wedding Party series by Jasmine Gilroy, which could be read out of order. I read the wedding date, the proposal, and I believe I read another one in the series, but I have yet to read The Wedding Party, which was the 4th book. This one is like the one that's like one of the most intriguing to me, and I love the cover. It basically follows the story of this girl named Olivia who just moved to Los Angeles, and I believe she has had a bad dating history, so she doesn't really intend on dating anyone, and she's starting working at this new law firm. And things go well until she is at a bar and she meets a handsome boy, and they flirt all night, and you know, it's just gonna be until she realizes that he's an up and coming Senate member, I believe, and he's involved heavily in politics, and she doesn't really want that, and she kind of shrugs it off until he actually sends, I believe it's like a cake or something, to her office, trying to obviously kind of see her again, and things spiral from there. I think it's them trying to keep their relationship private, but obviously it's not so easy when your significant other is involved in politics, and it kind of follows that storyline. I really love Jasmine Guillory's writing. Her stories are hit or miss for me, but I'm really excited for this one. So that's for the first prompt. The next prompt is to read a book with an illustrated cover. This has been such a trend in the publishing world for romance books, which I love because they make the books look so much less cringy than they could be. So again, I could choose from a variety of books, but the one I'm sticking with for this prompt is Conventionally Yours by Annabeth Anberth, I believe is how you pronounce the author's last name. This is a male-male romance, which I'm really excited about because I love everything fandom. Ashley Poston's series, Once Upon a Con series is one of my favorite things ever, and I just love reading about people who love fandoms, and this is really what it's about. It's about two boys who are enemies for some reason. I think they don't really like each other, but they're both heading to the same convention, and I'm guessing in some way, shape, or form they're going to have to interact with each other, and obviously it's probably going to be like a hate to love romance. I really want to read this for the actual con element in here, as well as the male-male romance. I think it's going to be very sweet, and if at all it has discussions on fandom, I'll be here for it. I think both of them have a lot of baggage from what I can read from the synopsis. Both of their lives seems to be going pretty well on the outside, but both of them are struggling more on the inside, so I guess maybe that's how they're going to connect. I don't really know, and I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it because it is a significantly new release. The only discussions I've seen around it are people that have been sent the book for free, but no one has reviewed it yet, so I want to read it and review it for you guys, and I'm really excited for that one. The third prompt is to read a book with your favorite trope in it, and the one I'm aiming to read for this one is called Royally Screwed. Why am I blanking on the author? Again, it will be on the screen, so that's the author. This one is actually a recommendation that I've taken from one of Lovely Like Laura's videos. She has a bunch of amazing recommendation videos, and I specifically love the celebrity trope where one of the two main characters is famous or known for some reason. I really like rock star romances and that kind of stuff, or royal romances, which in this case the main boy character is Prince of, I believe it's a made up world in this book, and he is for some reason in Manhattan, and he encounters this waitress who I believe she doesn't even know who he is or that kind of thing, and they obviously have a connection or something, and I guess he wants to see her again, and it's them struggling with the regular girl famous boy kind of issues that these stories usually have. I really trust Laura's recommendations, and I really love her channel, so I wanted to give this one a go. Obviously, if it's anything remotely royal, I'll probably enjoy it. She says it's a new adult version of The Selection. It kind of reminds her of that, which I binge read The Selection when I read it the first time. I actually reread that book not long ago, the first one, and loved it, so if it gives me any of the feelings that I have for The Selection, we'll be on our way to a great read. The next prompt is to read a book with your favorite trope in it, and the one I'm aiming to read for this one is called Romanceathon TBR by Untitled Chapter. This one is actually a recommendation that I've taken from one of Lovely Like Laura's videos. She has a bunch of amazing recommendations. The next prompt is to read a romance book with a new to you author, and for that I chose The Boyfriend Project by Farah Roshan, I believe is the author's name. Again, that's how I've heard it on BookTube. If it's not, I'm very sorry. This is a very interesting book, and I think I'm really going to enjoy it. It basically follows this girl who has been dating a dude, and with, I believe, like Twitter encounters or something of the sort, she realizes that basically she's being catfished by her boyfriend because he's dating 2 other girls, I believe, and so I think she encounters these 2 other girls and they kind of make a pact that they're not going to date for a while because obviously, you know, trauma from being catfished by a stupid boy, and she decides to focus on her career, and she's been wanting to work on this app she wants to create, and so she spends her time there, but then at work she actually meets a boy and she has a really big connection with him, so it's kind of like the I promised myself I wasn't going to date and then finding a boy that might actually be worth it. I love co-worker relationships as well. I think it adds a really good dynamic, so really excited for that one as well. This one and Jasmine Guillory are also authors of color. They are both Black authors, so I highly recommend you guys check them out because obviously we want to be boosting Black voices, and I really love Jasmine Guillory, and I'm sure I'm going to love this author as well, so they might be worth checking out. If you guys are participating in this readathon, you might want to consider adding a author of color so they could be good choices for you as well. And the last prompt for this readathon is to read a book with 5 or more words in the cover, and my choice for that is Take a Hint, Dani Brown, the sequel to Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, again an author of color, so I highly recommend looking her up. She has a bunch of books. I loved Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I read it like a few days ago and I absolutely adored it, and this is its companion novel. You don't need to read them in order, but I highly suggest reading Get a Life, Chloe Brown anyways. This follows a main character, Danica, I believe her name is, but everybody calls her Dani, and she, for some reason, is going to need to fake date one of her friends, and I believe it's like fake date that turns into a relationship. I'm not really sure why they need to be fake dating, but I just know that they are, and I really love the glimpses of that character that you see in Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I think she's really interesting. I believe she's getting like a PhD, or she's still studying at school and like graduate studies, and I think that's really interesting to see in a main character, and I just loved her personality. She's a little bit like studious and serious, but also has like a fun, crazy side, so I can't wait to see that in the book. And I really loved Talia Hibbert's writing, so if that writing style similar to Get a Life, Chloe Brown shows up and Take a Hint, Dani Brown, I think it might be my favorite book of the week, because I did give Get a Life, Chloe Brown 5 stars, so that's coming out on the 23rd as well. Hopefully both of them get to me before like the end of the week, because, you know, if not I can't read them, but I do have backup plans if ever, but this is really my main TBR. So that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye guys!